anyway, I wanted to share something with people in terms of, how the mining would eventually work. So we've been able to run some of these test transactions. So, we can look at some of these demo transactions on the blockchain in terms of, claim of Egold. So in this instance, somebody collected 21 Egold. And you can see the transaction, they paid 10.5 Egold for the meta fuel. So that went into the contract. And from the contract, it went to the null address. That means this 10.5 Egold essentially got destroyed. Then the user got charged depreciation of 30% on this claim, so which is 6.3 Egold. I mean, 30% of 21 is 6.3. So, that essentially also went to the null address and got destroyed. That's 1% warehouse fee. Now, effectively, the user received 21 Egold minus 6.3 minus 0.21 and 14.49 is a net Egold that the user received on this transaction. And this is claim number 6. Now, we can also get example of a first claim, where essentially user only paid the meta fuel. He mined 15.5 Egold. He paid 7.75 Egold. 7.75 Egold got burned because the depreciation was 0, because that was his first claim. So the depreciation charge is 0. He paid 1% warehousing fee, and he received net 15.345. Just wanted to share that, you get a people's sense of how the mining transaction would look like on the blockchain.
Awesome. And that's a test contract, right?
Yes, this is a test contract. So you always conduct tests on the back end, and so you were very successful with the whole process. And so if you can see, these are all the contracts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 6th contract as well. So the whole system is operating on 6 unique contracts.
Okay, cool. I see it's miner number 934. So we are close to reach 1,000 miners in the ecosystem. Cool.
So these are some of the test transactions. And so this is claim number 6 and this is claim number 1. Okay. In fact, this is claim number 7. In fact, so this is claim number 1 and this is claim number 7. You can see the transactions and how they operate. So just to give people a sense of how the system has been built out.
Right. So Vishal, one thing I didn't know. So after 10 claims, will we have the option to burn the miner, or will it be phased out automatically?
No, you will have to manually burn your own miner, but you will not be able to stake your miner after the 11th claim.
Okay.
Maximum time you can put your miner in the mining system is 11 times. After that, you will not be able to deposit your miner.
Yeah, because we really want to encourage people to burn them, because that will take out the hash power.
What will happen is it will go into the section. So we are creating a section in the user interface, which will give you a list of all your dead miners. And on a single click, you'll be able to destroy your miner, the dead ones. So you can open up slots on your wallet. There is limit of 25. So if you hit that limit of 25, you cannot add more miners to your wallet. And if you wanted to add the 25th, so you can get rid of your burnt miners, so to speak, or the used miners.
Yeah, all right. So let's see, there were questions in the chat, I guess.
You have to transfer a miner. Does that affect ongoing compensation? Or no? So your compensation plan and your miners are not related with each other.
No, look, I think, Vishal, I think I understand that question. So let's say, oh, no, that's fine. So the question is probably when you have residual income and when you earn from the earning of your partners, and then that miner disappears from your structure, that's a different thing. But here we don't have residual, right? We only have upfront collections, so it doesn't change anything. Okay.
Guys, happy to thank you for showing up, and we're happy to answer any of the questions you might have, because understanding the system is actually very important for people in general. So I guess if any questions, doubts, we're happy to answer those questions.
Yeah, there is actually one in the chat room. Can we use tech coins to buy Egold miners?
I mean, at the moment we are selling only for BUSD, but you can always go to the market, sell your tech coins, collect BUSD, and buy a mine. That's a choice.
So it's BUSD only not BNB at all? You can't use but one or the other?
No, you can use only BUSD for now. So you can
Okay.
always swap your BNB for BUSD.
Yes, got you.
Yeah, well, in such a market, I think everyone appreciates to have stable coin in, stable coin out, because commissions are also being paid in BUSD.
I think the key is, considering we are in the bear market, so I think sticking to the stable coin makes life easy for everybody in terms of the money spent, because I mean, we are probably in the middle of a bear market, and it's probably continue next 12 to 18 months until the next Bitcoin halving. So I mean, we're still watching the market, but in a sense, working and operating on stable coin in this scenario actually makes more sense for everyone. So at least people are aware of, and people can make their own choice in terms of what coins they want to buy in case they profit something. It gives people more choices.
Okay, so Jill is asking, will farming in the future combine TechCoin and Egold?
So the TACcoin mining and the Egold mining work on two completely opposite theses, right? So TACcoin is based on performance of hashtags. So that means you purchase a hashtag, and based on the performance of hashtag on Twitter, based on the points it accumulates, you will generate an X or Y amount of TACcoins. In case of Egold, it's a more fundamental mining process, which is more similar to in terms of your Ethereum mining or Bitcoin mining, where you're evaluating the power of the miner based on the hash rate they own. So the machines you buy have a hash rate, and the more machines you buy, the more hash rate you accumulate. That's your share of the network, and it's an ongoing process. So the mining theses are completely different, but both mining continues simultaneously. Yes.
Vishal, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, Asif Khan here. Yeah, Vishal bro, how can we attract people from the outside for this from this project?
I did not understand your question. People
How we
outside from
attract,
Outside of crypto?
how we attract the outside peoples who are not in the platform, who don't have a minor packages?
Eugene, did you understand the question?
No.
I didn't quite understand the context. Can you elaborate? Because I don't think I
Can I
understood.
speak in Hindi? Can I speak in Hindi? Then you
I mean-
explain in English. Can I speak in Hindi?
Yeah, you can ask a question. Sure.
Yeah, we translate then afterwards.
मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि अगर माइनर जिसके पास माइनर पैकेज नहीं है, मतलब जो इस प्लेटफॉर्म में जिसके पास जो माइनर्स नहीं है, वो कोइन को अगर बाय करना चाहते हैं पैनकेक स्वेप से, तो अपने पास ऐसा क्या प्रोजेक्ट है फ्यूचर के लिए कि जिसके पास माइनर पैकेज नहीं है वो भी इस कोइन को बाय करे और यूज कर सके?
So I think he's got the larger question, that his question is really that, okay, we have a bunch of mining community that's going to be mining Egold, and his question is more in a long-term perspective in terms of how are we, can people who don't own miners, can they go to PancakeSwap and also buy Egold, and then what is our larger strategy in terms of marketing Egold? I think that's what it's coming down to. So I think we've learned a lot of lessons from TAC protocol in terms of coin market making as well as marketing. And one of the key challenges we realize is attracting users is not necessarily easy. So so we have a very simple approach, right? So we have these miners that we are creating. So right now we have a 20 meta hash miner, a 100 meta hash miner, a 500 meta hash miner, and we also have a 2500 meta hash miner. Now what we intend to do is create a 1 meta hash miner, and next month we plan to release a mobile application which a normal user on his Android or iOS phone can simply download and start mining and trading Egold. Now our strategy is a simple one, that I think every project basically requires 3 things. So our strategy is we create a 1 meta hash miner, which can be a giveaway in future. It's like, think of it like you allow people to try the product before they buy the product. So what that allows us to do is run massive marketing campaigns where you can do a major app download campaigns where we can incentivize user by saying that if you download the app, you get a 1 meta hash miner, which is essentially a very base entry level miner. Now there are 3 outcomes that can happen with those users. So let's assume we can get 100,000 users to download that mobile application, and we hand out 100,000 one meta hash miners. The advantage we have is the user will have three likely outcomes, right? A, the user will either turn into a miner. B, either he will turn into a Egold trader, or C, he might turn into a spectator. Now, I think what we realize is for health of a project in long term, all three are critically important. You need enough number of miners, you need enough number of active traders, and you also need enough people watching the project on the sidelines, people who are 50-50. So it's about how do you build that ecoverse. In the center are the miners, the second ring turns into your Egold traders, and your third ring basically turns into a spectator. And the real idea is how do we turn a larger spectator base? Because if there are, it's like, think of a sport where 50 people are playing and 50,000 people watching, so that people who are watching also have incentive to jump into the well and play themselves. So, the player to viewer conversion. So I think those are some of the ideas we're working with. And I think this is still rough. As we go along, we put more information about how we are actually managing the process.
Yeah, and Egold is also using the invitation program to attract new people. So, and talking about the invitation program, that is subject to change. Can you comment on this one, Vishal, or is it too early?
It's too early right now.
Okay. So someone is saying, please, your website looks insecure. Can you explain that?
Insecure? I did get the...
It's SSL. It's SSL.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah.
We have the SSL certificate working.
Yeah.
The SSL is on. I mean, I'm using the website. I got the HTTPS.
How do we access the metaverse to see the miners?
How do we access the metaverse to see the mine? So I think on 6th, the next phase, once we start the mining process, we're going to be releasing, you see the metaverse button on the website. So in future, you'll be able to click on it, and you will essentially just enter the metaverse, and all the miners within the metaverse are codified in terms of, we've created these zones within the metaverse, and effectively you will know where exactly is your miner, which zone it is, and what warehouse number it is, and what rack number it is on. And that information will be published. And using that information, you can locate your miner. And when you go into the metaverse, it'll give you a list of all the miners you own, and you'll be able to essentially just go to your miner and look at your miner. So if you see here, there are zones, there are warehouses, and inside the warehouse, there are racks.
Yeah, I guess this one is like 2-3 weeks old. Meanwhile, we have more elements.
This is an older version, yes. The new version has way more features.
Yeah, and then we will be able to use VR glasses to navigate through the metaverse.
So you could use VR glass if you have one, but you can do it on your web browser as well. So I mean, there's no more. You could do either.
Okay. All right.
Juliet is asking if we can eat one of each. Yes, Juliet, you can own any kind of miner. That's not a problem. There is no limitation in terms of how many of each kind of miner you can buy.
Yeah, we can have 25 miners sitting on one wallet, right?
Yes, so 21 can be G1, G2, G3, G4, any of those. It's your choice. You can decide how you want to mix and match it.
Yeah, Hadi wants to see the Egold city. Yeah, just gave you a short teaser. If you want to see more, I don't have more. If you, Vishal, have something, please.
No, I think they need to wait, because I think we need to probably do a Zoom call, and we'll probably launch it in a better way so that everybody gets a view of.
Yeah, okay.
So Vishal,
Yes.
can I say this is like one of your main baby? You seem like you really are very into this.
See, my main baby is, see, the idea is this, right? We built the tag protocol. Now we're doing the Egold, and we've got another project coming after this, which is split protocol. And then what we're trying to do is build up to tag chain. So, there are 3 or 4 projects which run within the tag protocol ecosystem. And I think the larger objective is to take all of these projects onto tag chain. At some point in the future, we'll also release a tag wallet, where all the projects which are connected with tag protocol, come into one platform. The larger idea being, you need to build out 3 or 4, unique applications. And then the moment we get to tag chain, these all applications go on to tag chain. And with all of these things combined, we're going to, like I said, we need to reach a critical user base in terms of, how many people. And what we also do realize is, different markets have different preferences, and, different users have a different affinity to different ideas. So if you look at the mining side of things, tag protocol caters to another kind of market, Egold caters to another kind of market, and Linet is running GetFit, that caters to another kind of market. And then all of that combines onto tag chain, and from there we go to split protocol, where we want to build an exchange which is exclusively only for NFT. So in a larger context, a larger objective is to build an NFT-based ecosystem where people have choice to access different kind of NFTs, which are revenue-generating NFTs and not just dump pictures. And as we expand this marketplace, you have greater value. And it's like, to give you a better example, you can open up a shop or you can open up a mall. The shop works, but there is a lot of marketing effort. When you do a mall, you can have all kind of visitors coming into a mall, and they can choose from various choices and options they have. So that creates a larger marketplace. The idea being to create a marketplace for different type of NFTs and moving in that direction from a larger perspective. And of course, every project that we work on, we put in 100%. So we don't take any work that we do for granted, in a sense that we even continue working on tag protocol even now in terms of whatever is needed. So the work never really stops. The good thing is, because we're able to raise more capital through the process, we're able to deploy larger teams and manage more work. So in a larger sense, that's really helping us build out a larger team. And I think we've got some good developers working with us, and they're very committed to the idea, and kind of operate like a family within. And plus, I think as we run through sales, it creates more motivation and it just pushes things forward.
All right.
Thank you.
One question related to tech chain, if it will be released before the tech coin halving.
No, it won't be, because there's no point releasing tag chain at this point. We need more applications and more users, because there are two strategies. You can create a chain, get 100 shitty DeFi projects onto your chain and just go marketing, or you can actually build 3 or 4 good projects and create a chain, and have solid base for the chain to come into existence. Plus, it also comes down to the question of integration. So I guess we need to do the tag wallet first, and then we release a tag chain, so that whenever we do move to tag chain, the migration for users becomes seamless, and they don't really have to put in any effort outside. So we've got strategies and plans. Like I said, this will take 12 to 18 months for all of this to come to fruition. Right now, we are focused on Egold, because I guess we've learned a lot of lessons in trading and mining, and we understand there are certain markets which have a certain affinity to certain kind of products. And like I said, as we build out the ecosystem, we need to be able to attract users from every demographic across the world. So we keep continuing in that direction.
Good. So
there is one question sent by WhatsApp to me. Okay, what will be the expected Egold price based on current performance?
0. It starts at 0.
Yeah, good. So if upon the date of the 30th of August, then we'll know the price.
yeah.
Sorry? The price, people decide the price, right? We never interfere in the price, because when the company, see, we are not a financial company, we are a technology company. It's not our job to discover price. It's our job to build correct systems, I can work on thesis of how price discovery works, and I can implement that through technology, but I can't necessarily become a Nostradamus and start predicting prices.
So we'll know the price only on the 20th of August when we can trade at Pancake Swap. Right?
Yeah, I think hopefully we've done our work good, and I think hopefully we'll see some good results on the 20th.
Yep. And there will be 15,000 tokens dropped.
Yes.
Over
Correct.
the third.
So the liquidation of Egold, the way it will work is we'll be releasing 15,000 Egold into the market over a period of 15 days. That's 1,000 a day. For first 15 days, we're going to put some restrictions in terms of number of Egold that each wallet can hold. And the reason is we don't want any individual to collect too many Egolds. At least after that 15-day period where we have added liquidity, that ends, the limitations go away, and then people can own as much Egold as they want. But only for first 15 days, 15,000 Egold will be dropped. And we will set a limit of how much Egold each wallet can hold, maximum, maximum Egold each wallet can hold. And then, from there, we run that 15-day liquidation process. And then once that process ends, then it's open to all.
Vishal, you seem very busy every day. You haven't taken your vacation yet. Eh?
So vacation is boring.
No time for vacation. Eh? Fantastic. Awesome.
But when I'm working, I'm already on holiday. At least I'm doing things I like. So in a sense, it's
Vishal, Vishal,
Yes.
Asif Khan here. Vishal,
Yes,
can
Asif.
we provide a liquidity also in PancakeSwap? Can we provide a liquidity also in PancakeSwap after 15 days in BUSD?
From where should I bring the liquidity?
Can we provide a liquidity also?
So we are not a liquidity provider. Even in TAG protocol, we never provided liquidity. We don't provide liquidity to projects. We create natural incentive for people to, because two problems. If company does provide liquidity, let's assume for sake of argument, company puts in $100,000, $500,000 liquidity. Once that liquidity is consumed, you've created an artificial market. Now, once you create an artificial market, any market that is artificially created cannot sustain itself over a long period of time. So we don't believe in the idea. Again, like I said, we're not a financial company, we're a technology company. Fundamentally, we focus on the technology and things that we need to do and tools that we need to build for users to be able to, access correct information, make correct choices, best choices for themselves, and take action. So we enable users, and we don't get into the financial side of business ourselves.
So will the meta hash keep rising without dropping down due to minor expiring meta hash depreciation?
So the depreciation only takes effect if you make a claim. So if, let's say, 1,000 users bought 1,000 miners, so what, every user could have an independent assessment of when they might want to make a claim using their miner. So I think the number would be pretty randomized. So, but as far as the active hash, so understand there are two hash rates in the ecosystem. One is the hash rate sold, and one is the hash rate deployed. So if we sell, for example, 100,000 meta hash and people only deposit 50,000 meta hash, the active power is only 50,000. The other 50,000 in theory is wasted by the user. So what we would hope is everybody who's bought a miner would deploy their miners into active mining. Now, if they were not deployed, that the calculation of how much Egold an individual will collect is only based upon number of active miners deployed to mining, not total number of miners sold.
Vishal, is it possible for you to just repeat again the distribution process? And is the distribution for those who have miners already? You're saying it depends on what I'm saying is you have the $20 one and the 800 and 500. I'm trying to get the proper term for it. Now, with those in mind, are you saying the distribution of the 15,000 will be distributed among those miners, the Egolds that we have?
Two different
Can you
things.
just elaborate, please?
Initially, right, let's assume for sake of argument that all miners combined before the trading starts have mined, let's say, 100,000 Egold cumulatively. At this point, to claim the entire 100,000 Egold, they will need about 50,000 Egold. Is that correct? At 50% minimum. You get the point, Julie? Are you with me?
I'm not. I'm still trying to learn it.
Okay, let's take it from the top. So simple thing, right? You come to the platform, you bought a miner for yourself. Let's say you bought 100 meta hash miner for yourself. Now you're going to deploy that 100 meta hash miner and you're going to mine some Egold. Now you have a problem. To claim this Egold, you need Egold. The liquidation process that we are creating when we start trading for first 15 days is as follows. We are going to be putting liquidity for 1,000 Egold every day for first 15 days. So every day, 1,000 Egold for first 15 days. Now, only for period of this 15 days, we are putting a restriction on how much Egold an individual wallet can hold. And this restriction is applicable only for the first 15 days when we start this liquidation, adding liquidity process. Now, once that 15-day period is over and we've deposited 15,000 Egold into the Egold, BUSD trading pool on the pancake swap, it is done with. So on the 16th day, the restriction on number of Egold you can hold in your wallet would be lifted, and then it's open to all, and people can accumulate any number of Egold through the process of trading. So that's how the process is working.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so is there any possibility not having enough Egold liquidity for the meta fuel due to not many people claiming?
So I mean, that's the whole idea of the project, right? To make it market driven, because it's miners versus traders, and every miner has to make an individual choice of when they would like to claim their Egold. It's a choice that each miner must make for themselves now, and that's exactly what we want to do, is create that supply side, demand side matrix on the pancake swap, right? Because if the miners are not claiming there aren't enough Egold, that would in theory lead to rise in price of Egold. Now that might, at some point, a miner is incentivized to sell his Egold. So what we're creating is a cycle, right? So I mean, let's say if there are 10,000 miners, each will have their own mine, and what we created is a market where it's discovering value as it goes along.
Well, in reality, we will see a lot of people testing the claim function, so I don't see a shortage on liquidity. Okay, guys, anyone else?
Guys, you have to understand there are two players in the market. If there is a seller, there needs to be a buyer, and that's what we've tried to do with the tokenomics of Egold, right? Because you have to burn half the Egold to claim the 100 Egold, you have to burn 50 Egold. That creates like a demand cycle and choice on top of that. So what we're creating is like a new kind of a use case where we're saying that the mining is not free, but because you've created that process, that gives people more incentive to hold on to their Egold. And as we get, if people build more confidence within the ecosystem and more miners join it. So the idea is the system needs to expand, and people need to see some real value for a system to expand. And I mean, that's the thesis we're working with.
So in other words, it's more profitable than to hold on to your Egold as long as possible.
Like I said, it's a subjective call which each miner will have to make.
Right.
And that's what makes it exciting, right? Because I mean, life is complex, right? Everybody's not looking at max profit. Everybody might have different needs, and some people might need money. I mean, there are all kind of people participating in a marketplace, and I mean, the average outcome of all of those ideas is what the price is.
Yep.
Like I said, every participant can have their own objective mind in terms of what they might want to accomplish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Leonard is saying it creates a balance for the system. Yeah, the system will balance itself. We will.
But I think one of the challenges, the reason for designing a system like this is a very simple one, because we looked at all the DeFi and yield farms that exist on the Ethereum and Binance chain that we've all used over last 36 months since 2019, 2020, 21, 22. Last 3 years, 2 years, we've seen rise of these yield farming and different DeFi protocols. And effectively what we realize is, when they run out of steam, they're not able to sustain prices, and they're collapsing like 95, 98, 99%. And one of the fundamental reasons is you cannot build a system with the hope that you can keep bringing in another 1 million people every 3 months to buy into a coin to cash out the old users. Because if the original users themselves don't see any value in holding an asset, the new users will not see the value either. So, marketing and sales can really help you, but you can't continue that process for 100 years. So that typically will turn into a pump and dump kind of a scenario. And I think what we wanted to do is a more rounded ecosystem where there is incentive for even the beginners to hold on to the coins as they see the market grow, because it creates a greater value for everybody. So I think we want to do the antithesis to yield farms, right? Because the problem is in yield farm, I will give you a Vishal coin to farm Vishal coin, and you will keep farming Vishal coin, and you will keep selling Vishal coin, and you need more and more people to buy Vishal coin. So I mean, that thesis will run out of steam at some point. You know, I mean, there is no holding incentive. Everybody's gotten to get yields, and everybody's cashing out the yields, and everybody's dumping the yield, and at the end, it will just crash. Like you can't keep perpetually expanding that system.
All right. So, guys, oh, another question. Would we be able to mine Egold on Get Fit?
No, I mean, GetFit is another project. TAG protocol is another project, but we can collaborate, and I think in future we might, you know, consider some of. I mean, if we find an opportunity, why not?
So that's
I think
a third-party project, right? Just to make it clear, it's not built by Vishal. Yeah.
it's done by Linux. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, I think it's about time to wrap up. So